there's also a tip for all songwriters: never throw a song away.
And always work with a producer.
And always work with a producer.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit more about your lyrics, John? And they're often very fascinating ones and have very interesting things to say. A couple of examples were in Salome, I'll eat your sister too if given half a chance. Another lovely one, love hides with a gun behind her back. I think that's right. So tell me how you go about your lyric writing and where these sorts of phrases come from, how they evolve.
Well, first thing to say is that you have to find a way of stilling the conscious mind, because this stuff comes from the subconscious. This stuff comes from surrendering and immersing yourself in either an emotion or a visual picture or some kind of initial stimulus, and you have to dissolve your ego in that, and the resultant solution tends to crystallize certain phrases. I'll see you around. I told you I had this romantic, despairing, nostalgic feeling that could have been a still out of The Third Man or something like that. And you just, if you've got that picture in your head, you just write down what you see. You know, last train pulls out, the red light reflects on the rain-soaked boulevard, I drink another cognac to the face that I see everywhere and the memories that come around.
Yeah, and as you said, I can see a picture.
Precisely. Yeah. There are times when it's a bit like taking dictation. And that's a delightful mystery. And all songwriters are reluctant to explain it away in case it doesn't come back. But I think that the key first step is don't try to write a song. Don't employ your conscious mind to... It's not like writing a speech. It's not like writing a presentation of any kind. It is... Tom would use the word immersive. You have to lose yourself in order to find the song. And it's a bit... If you want to know what a foreign city is like, you don't necessarily go on the tourist trail. You actually are better by getting lost. And then you stumble across a coffee shop and you try and communicate with somebody who can't speak English. I was hitchhiking around Greece a million years ago, and we arrived in a village, a fishing village, in the dead of night, and didn't have a thing, and everything was shut up, and we found this taverna, this restaurant, and we were just two kids, and we sat at a table, and the locals obviously felt sorry for us because they passed us a pitcher of beer and a couple of fish, and it was great. And then we went off and slept in the churchyard. Now, that's what writing a song is like. You have to turn up in the village, you have to be in a place with no resources, and gradually they come to you and you write what you see.
But of course it's so difficult to describe because I'm not a songwriter. My character doesn't allow me to do that, doesn't allow me to kind of get lost. There has to be a purpose. There has to be a ticking of boxes and so on. And I think that although that is a kind of a good description, I think at the same time it is something that you kind of just have. It's the way of character that you might kind of grow up with, or whatever has shaped you into being able to do that. But it is a kind of, it's for him perhaps it's not a gift, but it is. And I think
there are other parallels that I could use that might be illuminating, because it's getting lost sounds like you're not responsible for doing it, but you are responsible because you have to willfully get lost, and you have to get lost in the right place.
You have to take risks.
You have to take the other way of looking at it is that I can't dance very well physically. I'm not gifted in that way. I wish I was, but I can dance with words.
No.
And I think that when somebody goes onto the dance floor and starts dancing, you're not consciously thinking, right, I'm going to wave my hand in the air any moment because that's the right thing to do on this occasion. It just comes and it flows and it's subconscious and it's natural and there it goes. And I'm a bit like that with words. You know, even in conversation, I can waffle out onto... I saw a lovely picture once where a guy had walked off a rooftop on a tightrope and he was holding the other end, which of course is physically impossible. But that's what it's like.
Yeah.
You go out by faith and you're feeding the rope through and it's holding you up. And I can do that with words in a way that I can't do it with physical movement, and I can't do it with sport and all those other things.